Welcome to another episode of Python for You. This morning I wanted to take a look at some basic control structures in Python and kind of go through the construction of a function as well. So here I've defined a main function, and notice the way this works. Def is how I define a function, and then I end that with a colon. That tells me that I've defined my function. No inputs obviously here for main. Then down here I'm getting a variable, val, and I don't have to declare a temp, I just start using it, and here I'm just taking some input and converting it to an int. Notice the way this works, so I have that. And then finally, I have an if statement here. So if val greater than 0, elif val equals 0, so I'm doing a comparison. Notice the double equal. And again, control structure built into the language, I use the colon to terminate that. Else. So this is really both an if-else or an if-then-else and a case statement all kind of in one. So if you just have two conditions, it could be if-else. If you have multiple conditions, you can keep stringing along elifs as long as you have conditions. And then you break out of it with an else, so if none of your other conditions hold, which is what I've got here with 3. So if, elif, else. And that's how if-elses work in Python. Finally, the for loop. Interestingly, if you are a Smalltalk guy, you're going to appreciate this. This looks like a traditional for loop for I in range 1 to 10. Print I, so it's just going to print the I. Notice this though, words is an array, 1, 2, 3, these three strings, and then for W in words, I'm going to print the word and the length. So I'm iterating over the elements in the collection, which is really what's happening here. It's just that since I'm using a number, it looks more like a traditional C or Java based for loop. Let's run the module. So let's go over here, run module, see what happens. So we're going to enter a number. I'll enter 10. And I'm going to get bigger. So you see that it fell down here into the val greater than 0, put out bigger. And then notice the way it printed 1 to 9. The range is exclusive of the top end of it. So it started at 1, but it didn't terminate at 10. It terminated just before I got to the end of the range. And then finally words, this little array, I print out 1 with the length, 2 with the length, and 3 with the length because that's what I told it to print. When I iterate, I'm iterating over the elements in that collection or list that I've handed it. And that's really what's going on here. It's just that I've created that with a range. So kind of interesting. If you're a Smalltalk guy, you'll appreciate this. If you're not a Smalltalk guy, I can tell you it's much nicer than using index-based for loops. In any case, that's the way these simple control structures work in Python. So it's better for today. Until next time, have fun with Python.